Salam. Hello, my name is Sahar Muradi. Welcome to the segment of poets from Afghanistan and Iran. For this portion, I've had the privilege of working with Ghazal Mossadegh, one of the co-organizers of this incredible global solidarity reading. We combined the two groups, poets from these two countries and their diasporas, as a statement of solidarity in a time when it's much easier to choose division, and as a shared statement of solidarity with the people of Palestine and Lebanon. To my Palestinian and Lebanese comrades, what language can we offer you that does not already belong to you? Like you, we know that borders are not just lines on maps, but blades that carve up lives. That displacement is not just being uprooted, but learning to carry home in our throats. That the oppressor's language is not just words, but a suffocation, a weight pressed down on memory and breath. We speak to you from Afghanistan and Iran, from places where bombs have left craters in the earth, where the sting of sanctions still burns and burns for generations, where the sound of mourning has become a second language. We are in awe of and inspired by your resistance, daily resistance, for decades resistance, a resistance that is really a declaration of life against forces that seek to erase it. We also know something about erasure both from the inside and the outside, ways in which our bodies, our speech have become crimes. Our resistance too has been long and taken myriad forms: street protests, underground schools, grassroots organizing, making art, resisting with our lives. I'm thinking of my sisters right now in Afghanistan and Iran and risking life. But we share more than struggle. We share the strength to write it, to name it. Poetry is a geography that cannot be occupied, a homeland that no army can raise. In your words, we have found echoes of our own poets. Darwish reminding us that on this land, there's what makes life worth living. And Hafiz whispering that the wound is where the light enters. We know as you do that language cannot dismantle tanks or tear down walls, but I do believe it can ignite something in those who hear it. Just like it ignites people to do the worst to one another, it can ignite us to do the best, to do the just thing. It can ignite a reckoning, a rising, a refusal. The poets you will hear in this segment are from Afghanistan, Iran, or their diasporas. They share poems in Arabic, Dari, Farsi, Gilaki, Kurdish, Pashto, Uzbek, and Inglisi. They write their own work, they read their own work or that of others, sometimes in conversation with ancestors and occasionally in dialogue with their own parents. This is the language we offer in solidarity. May we reckon, may we rise, may we refuse.
Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. I'm Tamanna Mehrzad, poet and writer from Afghanistan. سلام و وقت بخیر، امیدوارم که خوب باشید. من تمنا مهرزاد هستم، شاعر و نویسنده از افغانستان و امروز برای شما یک غزل میخوانم. جوشیده از شراب دهان تو انگورهای سرخ بهشتی که هی وعده دادند پیامبرها بر پیروان نیک سرشتی که هی میخورند نام خدایت را با کرمهای کوچک و زشتی که در جانماز سرخ تو لولیدند و چای تازه‌ای به تو دم کردند. میخواهی از تنت بروی روی کلکین و هی عرق بشود جانت در تخت خواب کهنه تن عکس سلفی بگیرد از تو نیاکانت که سالها زبان تو را پختند با استخوان کوچک دندانت که گاز میگرفت لبانت را تا صبح سوختند و ورم کردند. آرام باش، لاشخوری زخمی در گوشه اتاق تو خوابیده. آتش بگیر، سرد نشو دختر، کبریت در اجاق تو خوابیده. مشتی بزن به پشه آرامی که بر سر دماغ تو خوابیده. هی با خودت بخوان غزلی را که از بین شعرهای تو کم کردند. با دامنت بچرخ و بپوشانت در چادری که روی سرش مرده انگشت‌های لاغر و ناخن‌هات که پوست‌های دور و برش مرده. هی میخزند در تن موهایت که ارتفاع تا کمرش مرده. به شال و روسریت بگو بسیار بر ریشه های مود ستم کردن.
سلام، د مانوم دواجان کوچی ده او زه به اوس یو غزل د اکبر سیال تاسو ته وړاندې کوم. یوه آخري ګناه کوم نو بس توبه کومه، د سترګو تنده سړوم نو بس توبه کومه. د هغه ګل د اننګو د خمارونو په اور خپل ارمانونه سوځوم نو بس توبه کومه. ای د خورو زلفو مېرمنې زلفې مه یادوه، خور شوي زړه راټولوم نو بس توبه کومه. دا میکدې دغه پیاله زما نه پاتې واخلئ، د میکدې دغه پیاله له ما نه پاتې واخلئ. یو ځل د بنګو کار کوم نو بس توبه کومه. موږ د زړونو جواري چېرته ګټلې نه ده، موږ د زړونو جواري چېرته ګټلې نه ده. یو آخري دو لګوم نو بس توبه کومه. د محبت د رنګینو نه بغیر ژوند نه کېږي، د محبت د رنګینو نه بغیر ژوند نه کېږي. توبه مې یو ځل ماتوم نو بس توبه کومه. بس د نور وخت تندکو زغملی نه دی، بس د نور وخت د تندکونو د زغملو نه ده. سترګې مې سیاله غړوم نو بس توبه کومه. وسلام.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Jamil John Kochai. Very happy to be taking part in this poetry reading in solidarity with Palestine. I'll start with a poem of my own that I wrote a couple of years ago. It's called Shaheed. It falls with the snow like the snow, but is as black as the night, and with 1,000 black wings, and each wing with 1,000 eyes, and each of these eyes is the eye of my mother, and this is how she sees us, and this is how she knows. The second poem I'll be reading is by the Palestinian-American poet Naomi Shihab Nye. The small vases from Hebron. Tip their mouths open to the sky, turquoise, amber, the deep green with fluted handle, picture the size of 2 thumbs, tiny lip and graceful waist. Here we place the smallest flower which could have lived invisibly in loose soil beside the road, sprig of succulent rosemary, bowling mint. They grow deeper in the center of the table. Here we entrust the small life, thread, fragment, breath, and it bends. It waits all day as the bread cools and the children open their gray copybooks to shape the letter that looks like a chimney rising out of a house. And what do the headlines say? Nothing of the smaller petal, perfectly arranged inside the larger petal, or the way tinted glass filters light. Men and boys, praying when they died, fall out of their skins. The whole alphabet of living, heads and tails of words, sentences, the way they said Ya Allah when astonished, or Ya Ani for I mean. A crushed glass under the feet still shines, but the child of Hebron sleeps with the thud of her brothers falling and the long sorrow of the color red. Thank you so much.
Hello and salam. My name is Ahmed Rashid Salim. I am a scholar of Persian literature and Islamic studies, residing in Northern California. It's an honor to be a part of this program. I extend my deepest and fullest solidarity to the people of Palestine, to the cause of their liberation, and extend as an offering 2 poems, one a translation and one some humble words from me. The first poem is by Wasif Bakhtari, who passed away in 2023 and considered a very impactful and a masterful poet of both the modern and classical traditions of Persian or Farsi poetry. I've titled the poem Fish. O foolish fish, freely swimming in a frenzy behind the glass. Aren't you aware of where you're bound? This fortress, this refuge, this crystalline curtain. Even the zephyr can't breach to a beyond. To deliver with language aquatic, with a comforting salam. Connect the call of the waters to your ears, O foolish fish, freely swimming in a frenzy behind the glass. Are you not aware where the ocean's waves are? Where the raging river and the water's expanse reside? This next offering was written in relation to death and mourning, particularly after the murder of my cousin in an Islamophobic attack. And I've titled it Here, There, Here, Dear. I've been inside many graves that I have not dug with hands or speech. I have been inside many graves that I've not dug with hands or speech. When you pull dark earth and soil aside, you find not just roots, but memories' worms slithering slow as indecision. I had seen many restless places of rest, where the departed had gone, or more truly, been taken, or maybe the rest. My earliest memories, morning zephyr, Fridays caressing noon, uphill steps marking pilgrim paths, sights of footprints, imprints left to read, like scripture in the soil, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Surely we are from God, and to God we return. Here lies, child of, here lies, wife of, here lies, father of, here lies, here lies. Say a prayer, wash these hardened stones with water, remind them gently, be tender with what you hold, and us, be gentle with what we take for granted. The first death I witnessed, the first death I witnessed, the first death I witnessed was a lady's slow surrender. Today, I let loose the crows on white-winged rooftop, snow-covered like those winters in Kabul, when Babaim would wake us before dawn to shovel paths through silence. At the border, we learned to jump without parachutes, crying, Geronimo, in a foreign tongue. One I tried to wash away, scrubbing with soap, never sabun. As we landed on soft hills like your favorite childhood pillow, it's the longest night now. Darkness has thrown its shroud. A year of agitating toil. Light will come. I wait impatiently like one awaiting love's arrival. Today, I promised you a poem, but tears don't leave words behind. Let me weep. Let me weep in different colors. My dizzy heart scattered like birds. Parindaye qashangam, kai miyayi. My beautiful bird, when will you return? The mystic poets used birds as a symbol for souls. I find scribbled on a bookmark. Parindaye qashangam, kai miyayi. My beautiful bird, when will you return? While water crawls back to memory's deep trench, they search for water on Mars as proof of life. I washed your pierced body to honor death's passage. You, beautiful as the snow-covered Kabul, me, the barren branch. Together we carried you into the next light, the next life. I poured water. Thank you very much.
Salam, Azidanam. My name is Mina Zohal, and it's an honor for me to be here tonight to stand in solidarity with our siblings, so thank you. I'm just going to read a few poems from Parwana. Palestine, you are not alone. We are standing steady in the face of belligerence. We are like little lions by your side and come to join you in the cry of thunder. We are marked to walk with you unblinking as the multitude unfolds. To anyone still unsure, you are summoned to the surface. Months ago, maybe you took deep breaths, attempting to resist the stir. But the tumors have flowered and there is no surgical table. So your tawny shale will have to buck up the nerve and march into the milk and the mayhem. Palestine, the black moon is waning and the sun is rising over the olive trees. In every direction, over every field, soon the birds will be flying over freedom, from the river to the sea. I'm crashing myself like a moth on the sharp slivers of light. My elegy cannot be shut, turned off, diverted. Elegy evolves. And for all the lives we've lost, still, it's ludicrous to think that the skyline and its collapsed blur will sputter our resolve. Liberation is not a long-handled abstraction. It is immediate and snapping and galloping across the ice so fast you have to soar to clock its massive steps. It is always in motion. It is molten and fabulates under the crumbling slag of empire. It impels itself. If there is not solid ground beneath our feet and we stagger, we will stagger until we are free. So here we are, coming to the end of another month. and our calendars are crushed. We've been counting the days, the decades, the aggressions, but this can't be counted as an aggression. This is the bivalve ruptured, the gaping mollusk, and the predator gasping for its last meal. And still ahead we have the sidles and spins from the Empire's gaslighting. Do not beach your canoe. Our fight is not over. The martyrs are rising in the moonwake, but you are under the sun. If skeletons could throw stones, they would. Do not leave the grasses wondering, or the swallows in contemplation. Do not perform a caricature of humanness in front of your ancestors. We will not lay down slick and cracked on the pavement washed away by a flushing rain. We will not back down from approaching the coming dark. We will shake the leash until it snaps. Do you hover above the shifting plates of Western-defined notions of human morality? We must run across the tops of the grasses until we reach our siblings. Do not touch the ground. Listen to the lily when she is screaming to you about the wicked percussions of death and the chasms ripped open. I come from a land of grain and sugar and horses. I am not from the sea, but I can dip my tips in the Deira and Qasamabad and hear the waves crashing on the shores of Gaza. The facade that human morality has a formal certainty has been obliterated, and every injured palm that touched that lie has become a battlefield. When the sadism of the depraved has no bottom, and the occupation's meteors thrash the night, and you're watching the mutilation of an entire people on your phone, I beg you, do not be misguided by despair. Do not doom scroll. Pick up your voice. Catch life quickly. Don't leave liberation in a corner like a pile of storing blankets, like a hallucination. This is not a museum where you can reflect on the horrors of the past. Our orchid has a spotted tongue and needs our help. A moth's eyes do not blink. They do not shudder. Become a swarm and deny them their repeated sifting of the story. Don't plan to send your postcards in the aftermath. Place your body against the dam and push until it breaks. Zindabad Palestine, az darya ta bahr. Day 415.
This is Abdul Samad Said.
And this is his daughter, Zora Said. We will be reading Uzbek poems from Afghanistan.
From Ankhoi, Afghanistan.
From Ankhoi, Afghanistan. And these are memorized by everyone?
Yeah, this is long time. From long time, the people knows in the mouth. Nobody said, who didn't say, nobody knows.
Okay.
Just, this is everybody's mouth. Everybody's talking. Share like this.
Thank you. Okay, Baba, we'll start the poems.
Yeah. Ko'ngilni keniga kirmagin. Ko'ngil har yo'llarga boshlar. Samarqand olmasaydak, dashlarga tashlar.
Don't be lured by the heart's desire. The heart misleads you on many paths. Like the Samarkand apple led astray by water, the heart's desire will leave you in the desert.
Ajab motam saro dunyo. O'lim poyoni yo'q bilsam. Sanam bu dunyoga mag'rur bo'lmagin, hargiz vafo qilmas. O'limni o'ylagan odam bu dunyoga nazar solmas.
Strange and wondrous, grieving world, Death is unending inevitability. Don't be arrogant of this world. It has no loyalty to anyone. If one meditates on death, they will not care for this physical world.
من seni yorim desam, arqangda yoring bor ekan. Ikki yuzing qip-qizil, lovingda holing bor ekan. Vah vah.
I thought you were my beloved, but behind you was another. Your two cheeks bright red, and near your lip a beauty mark.
Hello, my name is Salam. My name is Babak Said. I'm an Afghan diaspora novelist, writer, editor, and artist. I am really excited to be here representing the Afghan diaspora, and I want to dedicate my poem this evening to the Afghan women who have taken their lives as a result not only of the draconian Taliban regime and its patriarchal overtures on women's liberties, but also to the United States and to every empire responsible for the current state of occupation that Afghans suffer, endure, and resist. So, free Palestine and the occupation, fuck the hostages. This poem is called Words Whispered to a Starving Child, after Joseph Fasano. No, we are not going to die. The satisfaction will not be theirs. We will return home soon. The tremors will steady, and these blisters will harden and then peel into new skin. There is flour arriving soon, so I hear. On the old truck arriving soon, I heard someone say. In the airdrop scheduled for later today, and if we wait till it lands, we might delay our death. Enough flour for Nana Khushk, the Roughani kind you've always liked, smeared with sesame seeds and buttery paneer. Those sounds you hear are thunder, the Almighty Allah announcing himself, sleep now, little one. Those aren't boot steps. It's been a long day, Kandalak. None of the neighbors were found in the rubble. They're safe. They could be safe. We might be safe. Our task is to wait for the occupation to end, for their stockpile of bombs to run out, for the sun to emerge so the panels can charge, for the cheesewood and the jute to take leaf, for the IDF and the Taliban to return what is ours. Lay your hand on my heart, child, and I'll lay my hand on yours. Why is it beating so fast? For you, my dear. That's all. Yes, I'm here. Yes, we're safe. Remember chess? Remember Bujal Bazi? The song your mother sang? Let's sing that one. She's still with us, yes. But you have to sing without making a sound. She'd like that. To see how tiny you've grown, how much you've endured, how little you complain anymore. You don't beg for fresh water anymore, for the marrow of lamb, or the classmates you lost in the strike. You only want school, your friend back, to eat. Thank you to Sohar Moradi.
به نام